Hello, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the NTUC Learning Hub webinar for Skills Future Month 2021. Now, Skills Future Singapore and NTUC Learning Hub are proud to present this online learning experience to help you upskill for a better career and a better life. Thank you so much for joining us early. The webinar will be starting soon. Now, while waiting for the rest of the attendees to join us, you can visit www.skillsfuturemonth.sg to find out more about the upcoming free webinars that you can also sign up for. Also, do stay all the way till the end because we do have a post-webinar survey, and 2 participants who complete the survey will stand to win $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, for the busy professionals who prefer learning at your own pace, NTUC Learning Hub has made learning accessible anytime, anywhere through the online learning platform, Hub Go. And in celebration of NTUC's 60th anniversary, NTUC Learning Hub continues to provide care and protection to members by providing upskilling opportunities. So right now, NTUC members get to enjoy the exclusive LHub Go Grow 60 to support your lifelong learning journey, anytime, anywhere. For a limited time only, instead of paying the usual price of $26 per year, NTUC members can now enjoy 60 popular courses at just $6 a year. For more information, simply click on the website link available in the chat box to find out more. I will be returning shortly to start the session. Meanwhile, sit back, relax. We'll see you shortly. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Skills Future Month 2021. My name is Karen, and it's a pleasure to be your host for today. Now, Skills Future Month brings forth an exciting myriad of opportunities for you to discover how you can enhance your skill set and employability. With more than 130 interactive learning events lined up especially for you, you get to enjoy unparalleled access to a wealth of knowledge from our network of partners. Be it that you are looking for a job or upgrading yourselves to give yourself that competitive edge. Skills Future Month is the perfect opportunity for you to get a head start on your lifelong learning journey. Now, this event also provides you with easy access to information on how Skills Future and the SG United Jobs and Skills Package can help you to stay relevant in the new economy. Skills Future Singapore and NTUC Learning Hub are glad to bring you this exciting online learning experience. Now, do stay all the way till the end because we do have a post-webinar survey, and 2 participants who complete this survey stand to win $10 fair price online voucher. Now, today we have with us a professional trainer who is bilingual in English and Mandarin, and her diverse career experience involves taking on various corporate executive roles in terms of service, education, and healthcare industries. She is approachable, humorous, and builds good rapport with her participants. Now, this particular lady has been closely involved in the journey of building digital awareness, supporting digital transformation for corporate clients, industry partners, and to the public audience. She specializes in the delivery and contextualization of soft skills and employability skills, and was even awarded a Go the Extra Mile Trainers Award in recognition of her effort and contribution by NTUC LearningHub back in 2019. So if you've got any questions for her, then please use the Q&A function at any time, and I believe she will do her best to address your concerns. So without further ado, everybody, I'll hand the time over to Cindy to tell us more about enhanced productivity in a virtual world. Cindy, please.
Thank you very much, Corinne, for the introduction there. And good afternoon, everyone. Hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm here to bring you on today's webinar. So allow me to share my screen so that I can pull up my slides for you. And I'm very happy to have all of you here. I know it's a Saturday afternoon and the start of a long weekend, long National Day weekend. So happy that you decided to spend 2 hours of your time with me. So I hope to give you a very fruitful sharing session here as well. Do participate with me and join me on some of the activities I prepared for you so that it's not just me talking. I hope to see you interacting with me as well, even though we are like all over. Maybe, who knows, you may be actually dialing in from overseas, right? So over here, let me just pull up my screen share. Thank you very much. And here we go. Okay, so as mentioned, like any time of during the webinar that you would like to actually ask questions, please put them in the Q&A, which I have a section dedicated to Q&A later, and which will be towards the end of the session. So that will encourage you to stay towards the end. And also, I will have quite a bit of hands-on towards the end of the session as well. Second half of the session, I would say. So join me so that and also participate with me. Should you not be, you should be able to find the Q&A in your bottom screen of your Zoom. If not, you can just post it in the chat. As and when I have time to check the chat, I will try to answer some of your questions there. But other than that, I do have colleagues from NTUC LearningHub here who may answer some of your questions in the chat and the Q&A as well. So bear with me if I don't answer your question immediately. I will do my best. So during the webinar, if you see me turning my head like this, that's because I have two screens. So I'm looking at you from the other screen as well and checking my messages from the other screen as well. Okay, so here, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the topics of today's webinar. And today's webinar's topic is enhanced productivity in a virtual world. So wow, this phrase virtual world has kind of like taken on a whole new different meaning altogether, I think, ever since COVID started. Right. So I think today's topic is something that I'm very passionate about, because having embraced remote and hybrid working and even basically delivering remote classes or classes on virtually. So I can relate a lot to this, to some of the topics here. But we're going to add on a little bit more to this particular topic that we have. So let's see what we are actually going to cover. Okay, so we will try to give you a very brief explanation on the concept of productivity at work. So I guess one of the challenges which some of you may have, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you're working or when you may be supervising people and you allow them to work from home or work virtually, then you're thinking, how do I know whether they're productive or not? And first, it then goes back to the meaning of actually the very first meaning of what is productivity in the first place, right? So over here, the second topic will be recognizing factors that impact productivity. So what are the factors that may cause the person to be not as productive? And is it just the person alone, or are there other factors? Okay. And also how collaboration virtually actually enhances productivity. I think I'm pretty sure some of you would agree with me that over the past 2 years, we have had the chance, many of us had the chance to work virtually, whether it's by basically instructions, or maybe it's something that your boss actually allows you to give you the flexibility too. So, and I think for many of us, we might have already enhanced the idea, or rather embraced the idea of collaboration virtually already. We enjoy it, we absolutely enjoy it. We absolutely like the idea of being able to work virtually, but what about collaboration virtually? Can you work as effective in a team when you're on virtual space or in a virtual workspace? The answer is perhaps yes, and how, okay? And the last but not least, which is I think the very fun part, and I put it to topic 4, which is actually to use appropriate virtual collaboration tools to improve productivity. Yes, so this is the part where I will do a quick demonstration, a demo itself on OneNote, collaboration tools like OneNote and Sway. Okay, so I apologize if I don't have time to demo all the tools that I'm going to introduce to you in this webinar, because we only have a limited time here. So do bear with me, and do join me when I do the demonstration. So maybe at the end of this session, you will be able to create something very simple on your own already to show your friends, you know. So, and if you like what we have presented today, do come for our course later on, which I'll share more details with you. Okay, so first things first, we talk about collaboration, virtual work, collaboration too. So, you know, instead of me just talking to you, we'll get you to do some work now. Well, so I bet you didn't know that attending a webinar means I also have to work my brains, right? But that's the idea, right? If not, you'll all be falling asleep listening to me. I hope you all grabbed your coffee already and had a tea break snack or something, because we are going to lead you through the first topic on concept of productivity at work. Okay, so what do we mean by productivity? So instead of me telling you, how about you tell me? Okay, and I will introduce a very good collaboration tool. I would say collaboration tool, but for me, it's a presentation tool to use. And some of you may not be new to it, and some of you maybe already use it. So I'm going to get you to actually think about this basically topic. What does productivity mean to you? What does productivity mean to me? If you're a boss, what does productivity mean to you? If you're an employee, what does productivity mean to you? So I put this in the form of a Mentimeter activity. So just allow me to stop my screen while I put something in the chat. Okay, so I would like you to go to menti.com. If you were to put it in the chat right now, I should be able to, you would be able to see my message coming up. And also I'm going to give you a code. Okay, so what's the purpose of the code is for you to, you go into the website first and input the code, okay, and you will get to my presentation. So the code is 23851769, coming up in the chat shortly, okay. Okay, what happens if you are using your mobile phone, or maybe you're dialing in from somewhere that you're not able to log into any website? Don't worry about it at all. Just put it in the chat, okay? So hang on a minute, and this is the, I'm going to start the voting, and I'm going to share my screen again with you. So do let me know if you're able to see what is on my screen right now. Okay, what you are looking at is my Menti screen so far. Okay, this is what Mentimeter is all about. And everybody managed to get into the page. I'm going to put it to full screen now. Well done. See? All of you are really experts at virtual work and already, yeah? Thank you very much for those who responded. Okay, if you cannot get to my Menti screen, don't worry about it. Just put it in the chat, type it into the chat. So what does productivity mean to me? I'm looking at the number of participants now. We have 236 participants right now. So I'm expecting a bit more answers. Come on, put it into the screen. What does productivity mean to me? Put it into the chat, okay? You can't speak to me for sure, but you can type in messages and also put it on my screen. And afterwards, do not so-called like close this tab, because we will be using it again for another question later on. Okay, so let's see right here. Very good, very good. Keep your, I see I have about 47 responses so far. Join me, get more done, says Jessamine. I hope I got your name correct. Yeah? Jessamine, you typed something in the chat, right? Get more done. So Linda says, save time, efficiency, save cost and save labor, effective and quick. Well done, work smart, not work hard. Yeah, right. Working hard is good, it's a virtue, but it's more than that, isn't it? Sometimes you work hard, you may not get the results, right? Yeah. Okay, and what else? Let's see, come on. Complete the task in good quantity and early. Fantastic. Okay, more efficient work. Output more than input. Very good, very good. Get more done with less recourse. And I'm reading out what I'm reading out is the messages from the chat, all right, that people have input. So I'm also going to take a look at my screen here to see how many so far. Wow, 96 responses. Well done. Yeah, good. You're not falling asleep on a Saturday afternoon. Well done, well done. But okay, so here, let me pick out a few answers, shall we? Because I don't think I can read all 105 now. I don't think I can read all 105, but I can pick up a few, which I thought is pretty interesting. Like this, working smart with tangible, visible results or output. Interesting, isn't it? I think I don't know who this person is, because that's the beauty of Mentimeter, right? You allow people to safely put in their answers and don't need to put in a name. So this person says working smart with tangible, visible results or output. So I think here is something very important. How hard you work, people must be able to see it, visible results, right? So part of productivity also involves measuring of productivity measurement. How do we measure that? And I guess maybe in the past, you could sit in the office and we measure it by the number of hours, but what about virtual working? How do we do that? So this will be something the course deals in a little bit more, but I won't be touching on it too much here, but I like this particular answer. Thank you very much, wherever you are. Do something and being motivated to do it, not needing someone to nudge you. I like this, especially the word motivation. So generally, I think, I don't know about you, but I feel that motivated people are generally more productive, right? Quality work done in a fastest way. Produce assigned work in timely manner. Getting tangible results to achieve goals, right? Getting work done in a short frame and must have results. Seems like a few keywords come out, right? Results, goals, results, goals, results, results, results. Doing more in less time, output more than input. And let's see, let me just scroll all the way down to make sure I didn't miss out anybody. Working smart, so a few working smart answers already. Yeah, high performance, meet deadline and up to expectation. Well done, well done. Thank you very much for those who participated in my so-called activity here. But this is not the end. I think you can leave the tab open. Just come back to your Zoom screen if you are actually on your mobile, whether you're on your laptop, because this presentation later will have a second activity to it. Okay, so I'm just going to pause my screen share here and switch over to my slide. Thank you very much for your answers, and many of you make more money. One of the answers says make more money. Hey, that's very important, right? And you realize that why we aim to be productive all links back to also profits and costs. I mean, it's not wrong. Yeah, correct. Thank you very much. And let's do my screen share back here to my slide. And here we go. Okay, coming up shortly, I'll put it to full screen mode for you. So that's the reason why I have two screens so that I can see what I'm presenting. Yeah, so this is basically the activity that we were actually looking at just now. And I'll give you what I call the textbook definition of productivity itself. Textbook definition. So doing more with the same amount of resources. Okay, doing more with the same amount of resources. So you have the same amount of resources. Person A probably does like 20% of work and person B does 50%. So you can say that person B actually is more productive, right? But of course, this is just a very textbook meaning. When you come for the course itself, you will have a very, I think, heated discussion with our trainer or whoever is training this. Productivity can mean so much more, because I was a freelancer for quite a while. And I think productivity to me is very what I call, there is peak and off-peak season. There's a word for it. Yeah, seasonal. Yeah, so sometimes we have a lot of work, then we're very productive. Wow. Then you feel like what your time is very well used. But there are months where you have very little work, and you might find that your productivity level drops. You see, or there could be months that unfortunately, touch wood, you fall sick and you can't work as much as before. So productivity also drops. So there are a lot of reasons affecting productivity. But when we deal with productivity, I like to introduce three concepts here. So if you don't remember anything about productivity, I think these concepts will help you kind of like nail them down. Right. The first thing is what we call national productivity. Okay. So, and then second concept in productivity, company productivity. So we go at the national level, then we come down to the company level, then we drill right down to the individual level, which is employee productivity itself. Okay, so what is national productivity? What is national productivity? So you see my icon on my graphic on the right-hand side, you see the word GDP. I think some of you will be quite familiar with the word GDP. Okay, so I had economics, a little bit of economics background, and this particular phrase is what I see very often in my economics textbooks. So national productivity here is typically defined and measured in terms of GDP. Okay, per capita, per employed person, or per hour work. And then very often how we measure so-called how rich one country is, or when we have those ranking where they rank the countries in terms of wealth, this is what they look at. One of the factors, GDP, national productivity. Well, we do have one question. Will we have the notes in this recording? I think the recording will be somewhere. You can, I think my colleagues from NTUC LearningHub can answer that for you, .low. Okay, so hang on to that. We will get back to you. Okay, so second concept of productivity itself is company productivity. Okay, so we looked at the country level, the national level, then we come down to the business level, the company level. A company can produce more goods and services with the same amount of relative work. So that is actually company productivity. Sounds not too so-called like difficult to understand, right? But this is just an overview. When you actually really study in more detail, you have more case studies to look at, right? And last but not least, that is, I think, the most important one, because that's, I think, one of many of us here are employees, or maybe you were an employer and now you are an employer, or you are going to become an employer whatsoever, or at least we have been an employee in some time of our lives before. So this is where we define employee productivity. So let's do some work, mathematics here, okay? You just type into the chat, okay? Just type into the chat, all right? I would like you to do a bit of calculation here. So because the question to ask is, how do we determine in traditional manners, in traditional ways, traditional definition, what is employee productivity? So let's do a bit of a simple problem sum here. Oops, sorry. I'm not supposed to show you the answer, but yeah, here it is. My mistake there, I should have checked. But this is actually what, if you want to calculate, you could, to check whether my answer is correct. Yeah, but this is what we normally use as a traditional example for calculating employee productivity. But you could check, you can do a calculation and check, very traditional, right? You take, and earlier on when I asked you to give me some definitions of employee productivity, and what does productivity mean to you? Some of you put output more than input. Yeah, so this is where it comes in. So let's say, for example, you have a factory that produces 80,000 worth of TVs in 1,500 hours. You know, the productivity is 53. So we just take the output divided by the input. Okay, so that is the traditional definition. Why do I say traditional? Because nowadays, like I said, productivity has taken on a whole new different meaning. Okay, this is a factory situation, or maybe in an office situation. Normally, maybe in a traditional office where everybody is physically there, you could actually take the number of hours that, for example, 44 hours in an office environment, like how much work, or how many files the office worker or the employee could produce. What about now, when everybody is virtual, right? Then, and also nowadays we have more and more so-called different meanings of productivity itself. I would like to infuse a bit of more modern definition to employee productivity also. Oh, thank you very much. I'm just turning this to check. Yes, we answer your questions. The webinar recording will be on the YouTube page. And also, somebody also typed in something for me. Number of hours overworked. Number of hours worked is productivity. So this is just adding on to the meaning of productivity itself. But let's come back to this, a modern definition of productivity, which I think some of you already showed me the answers, or maybe infuse your own answers in the activity early on. The modern definition of productivity: work smart, not hard, right? Yeah, you can work very hard, but nobody see your result, also no point. Yeah, so I think that's where the differences lie. Okay, so we are looking at producing valuable and quality work in a short amount of time. okay, in a short amount of time. Because of, why short amount of time? Because gone are the days where you have to have everybody meeting in a room, then you can get a meeting going. I can be now at home, you are in the office, and you are wherever you are, you can maybe dial in the Teams or Zoom to have a meeting itself. So time, in a way, to get a lot of things running is much shorter in that sense. And also, we talk about this word value. Okay, that's where the work smart comes in. You want to work hard, but you don't create value, or people cannot see your value or the results, then they don't see you as productive. Okay, so this is the modern definition of productivity itself. So now that we have a generic or an overview of productivity, I would like to bring you to my next topics. So we talk about productivity. Of course, everybody wants to be productive. So, but what are some of the factors that impact productivity? So before I go on to the next topic, let me check my chat. How do you so I have a chat from Teresa. So I try to answer some of the questions in the chat later on. If I can, but if you do have questions, you can also post them in the Q&A. I have a dedicated section about maybe 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A later. Okay, so how do you determine productivity for services like HR and finance? Exactly, right? Thank you, Teresa. That was what I was asking just now. I guess previously you could, measure number of files, or by them sitting in the office, you could measure their productivity, the number of hours worked that way. But the modern definition sees it differently. So that's where virtual collaboration tools come in, because so much work is done on the web, so much work is done virtually. Even if you're physically in the office, you could be sharing files virtually with somebody who is not in the office itself, right? So in the virtual world, there are actually other tools which help you measure or capture this productivity itself. Okay, so before we move on to that, I'm just giving you some whatever I'm able to answer right now. Okay, if I don't answer it in detail, please bear with me. I will do my best. But let me move on to my second topic here about factors that impact, kind of like productivity. So we talked about productivity, what it means to you, what it means to the national level, what it means to the company level, what it means to the individual or employee level. Then what are the factors and why is productivity so important? Okay, so this is where we come in to understand a little bit more about the importance of productivity. So what are some of the benefits of having a productive workforce? So same thing. Let me check. Oh, okay, I have now 262 participants joining me in this webinar. So if you missed my earlier activity just now, we are still on the same Mentimeter activity. Yeah? So I'm just going to pause my screen share here to switch over. Same thing, okay, menti.com, and also I'm just going to copy and paste this right here. If you did not leave the particular window or did not close that particular window just now, now you can just go back to the window, because I'm going to switch to the next presentation or my next question for you. So hang on a second, and coming out on my screen right now. So there's a lot of work going on right here behind the scenes. Okay, you should be able to see. Okay, coming out. Ta-da-da! Okay, so this is my question for you. So you tell me, maybe from what you can see, what are some of the benefits of having a productive workforce? I have a message from Chino Chetia. Presentation slides are nice. Thank you so much for your compliment and for your encouragement. Okay, for every webinar, I try to make the presentation slides as nice as possible. Of course, we help from Microsoft Graphics. So I will share with you a bit more that I'm not alone in this journey. I have tools to help me. See, wow, I think I'm quite an expert using this. I suppose after 2 years of the 2 years of doing work virtually, all this you're quite comfortable with it already. Okay, so oops, okay, so we have 20, 34, some more. What are some of the benefits? Okay, if you do not manage to get to my slide, don't worry, just type your messages or your answers in the chat. Okay, just use the chat function. Okay, so I'm just going to look at Q&A. Okay, I do have a Q&A. Okay, thank you very much. Insightful session on productivity. Thank you very much, Fadil. Then we have Jessamine, who says healthy work environment. Very good. Yeah, healthy now is not just also about physical health, right? The latest talk has been all about mental as well, right? Mental health as well. More profit, sustainability. I'm reading out some of the messages from the chat before I come to what you have on my screen. So continue to post whatever you have on my screen. Just 66 so far. More profits, healthy work environment, being relevant to the market. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And lower costs. Good. So I'm going to scroll through some of the 70 over kind of like responses that I have. See, motivate a positive employee engagement, revenue increases. So there is basically about cost and revenue. Yeah. Okay. Better delivery, satisfied customers and happy employees. Yeah. Yeah. Happy employees. Yeah. So stay in business and adapt to change, can accomplish more and spend less time. Ooh, nice, nice. Okay. Better, happier, more motivated workforce. Of course. So definitely. Some of the benefits are having. That is why being productive is so important, because with it brings along so many benefits: cost savings, higher revenue, profit. You have the same amount of resources, but profit. I think that's quite important, you know, because I think, as you know, you all have been customers and you are our customers, right? You are getting more and more demanding. You may beg to differ, but I think nowadays with social media and things happening so fast, you demand more from your service providers and those people who sell your products, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to quote one example, you know, from one of the sessions that I had, and one of these, one of the HR directors actually mentioned this in the class. Why it's so important to be productive and to keep up with the times. It's because he used the example, a very interesting example. I'm not endorsing any brand here, okay? I must clarify. He used the kind of like the example of Milo. Often, in fact, any products, you go to the supermarket, right? Yeah. Example, to produce 1 can of milk powder, maybe, yeah, it may cost you it may cost the so-called company $10. Let's put it in a very simple terms. So normally when you go to supermarket, you know, you don't see them just selling 1 can of milk powder. Sometimes they bundle sell, maybe maybe they have a package scale of 3 cans for $50, 3 cans for $30, so-called. So consumers like to buy more. Okay, they want to buy more because it gives them cost savings. But the question is, do the people producing actually this milk powder actually kind of like use less money or less resources when they produce more? So the answer is no, right? You produce 1 can, you use this amount. You produce 3, you actually use more. So that is why, in this case, but you can't charge the customer more because you want to entice them to buy, right? You want to entice them to buy more in bulk so that it gives you eventually long-term cost, kind of like revenue. So with this analogy, which I thought was pretty interesting, you think about it this way, you know, consumers, they want cost savings, but it cannot come if you are not productive. So you must be able to have a workforce that produces more behind the scenes with the same amount of resources so that you can reduce costs for yourself, but yet be able to keep the pricing more or less the same for the consumers, because it's a competitive world out there. You know, once the consumer finds a similar product at a lower price than you, they switch brands maybe. Yeah. So this is where, in a way, a lot of these benefits are coming. You have more in-depth discussions with the trainer in the class, guarantee you. You may disagree or you may argue in a way with some of the concepts, or maybe in a way with some of the things that are introduced in the class. But bear in mind, we are just giving you here an overview. You're free to give your opinion. And also that's the beauty of coming together for a class, because you get to hear from some of what your classmates say as well. But definitely this session here has been fantastic so far, because you can see you have 100 over people. I have 100 over people here giving me answers. Ooh, very good. Yeah, competitive team. Yeah, and so-called happy at working, make life beautiful for everyone, engage staff, adaptable, utilizing the capacities of its human resources. Very good. So I can pick out a few keywords here. More output, earn more money. Money is one thing. Profits, more profits, less costs. Yeah, remember, because in a way, you are trying to compete with many other big, basically a lot of it's quite competitive in the sense out there. So I'll stop my screen share right here and I'll switch over to my slide again over here, coming back to my slides here. Okay, put it up right here for you. Okay, coming back up. So importance of productivity. You have given me some good answers there, but I'll pick up a few, which I think definitely many of you have actually answered in your Mentimeter responses to me. Okay, business owners. I shared with you, business owners, you want to sell to your consumers more, you cannot, you want them to buy more, your prices to be competitive. So you have to find some way to be productive at the back end, getting to produce more with lesser amount of resources so that you can keep the price stable, right? Yeah, so business owned leaders and individuals employees. Let's look at business owners first. There you all have it, the kaching. So you like my graphics here, you see the money growing out a tree there, basically to tell you the cost savings that you have can grow something else out of it. And that is why business owners these days, we aim for a lot of cost savings. I think in this volatile, very volatile world, and where things are so ever-changing, this is so important, right? Yeah, just think about F&B owners from the past few months, how many changes they went through. Yeah, so if they cannot adapt quickly or they cannot be productive in another way, then they find themselves having a lot of they won't be able to make profits like what they do before. Okay, cost savings, higher profits is one of it. And business leaders itself, okay, your leaders, they are actually using the idea of productivity measurement to track changes in production costs and competition, right? And they determine if investments for the businesses actually help improve productivity. So you want business leaders to pump money to invest in something, but you are not able to produce anything with the investment, then of course they will think that the ROI is not worth it, and they will not actually pump in more money. But this is extremely crucial if your company or if your organization wants to grow. Okay, and last but not least, I think many of you are quite into this here because I see some keywords there: happy life, beautiful life, and then also being relevant to the market itself, being very happy in your work, engaged employees, right? Yeah, so here is the case. Yes, indeed. Importance of productivity also. It's like basically like an increased quality of life and also higher wages for you as an individual and employee. Okay, so some of these importance, why do I mention this is because this is one of the highlights of the course itself. You will get to touch on it when you're in the course, though it may seem like it's very theoretical, but the whole idea is afterwards to link it to the collaboration tools that we are actually going to work on. Okay, so now I'm going to now lead you to my third Mentimeter activity, the same slide that you have. I believe you have your so-called like this code by now. You didn't leave the window or you didn't close the tab. Just put your answers in the chat. So now come down to this thing. You have talked about the overview of productivity. We have talked about it. We know how important productivity is. What, in your view, are some of the factors that will affect productivity at the workplace? Okay, so same thing, answers in the chat, or if not, come up to my screen share here and I'll get you to work on this. This was my last slide here, and I'm going to move on to the next slide. And that's the third one for this particular topic. Okay, so what are some of the factors that may impact productivity at the workplace for you as an individual, as an employee? What would you think will be impacting you or causing you to be less productive or may motivate you to be more productive at the workplace? Maybe just get a few of your, so-called like inputs here. Okay, you notice this time my presentation layout is a little bit different from the first two, right? Yeah, because I'm trying to pick up some of the, trying to use this particular presentation format to help me pick up some of the keywords there, okay? One of them says low morale, and another one says be disciplined with time. Very important. Thank you very much, Gary. Gary says respect ring fence and be disciplined with time. And Kim Ki-ho says low morale. Yeah, definitely. The employee is very low in morale and not motivated. It will impact productivity. Okay, ring fence. And wow, my word cloud is changing very, very actively. So just hang on a minute for it to settle down. Okay, so far, if you look at my word cloud there, you will see quite a few keywords that are being kind of like, portrayed right in the center and much bigger than the rest. Yeah, so you notice, what is some of the keywords you picked up? It's just all, okay, I'm doing nothing to it, by the way. It is all your input so far, 79 of yours so far. And it's still changing because more and more inputs are coming in. So you can see that's the beauty of tools like this. It's doing the work for me while I just pick up the key things to analyze here. Okay, so some factors, key factors, some of you may say internal politics from Manoj. Liao Chun, let me see here. I can't see your full name here. So that's why sometimes I'm not able to read out. I think Mr. Liao says working attitude. Okay, very good. Okay, and also one of you says lack of commitment. But I think 3 words in my word cloud actually come out very, very obviously, right? We have leadership, culture, motivation. Spot on. Motivation is one of the greatest factors that impacts productivity at the workplace. I mentioned earlier on in my session, generally motivated employees are known to be more productive. Okay, they are happier at work, they are more willing to work, and they are generally more productive in the sense. So over here, we have also rewards. Do you reward people for productivity and culture? Good job here, everyone. So the keyword motivation is still there. Good. Leadership. So is your basically leaders or the organization leaders actually kind of like encouraging this or encouraging productivity or motivating you enough to be productive? I think that's quite important. So thank you very much for your sharing here and what you have posted for me all this while on my Mentimeters 107. Still coming, but still the keywords there are still culture, motivation, and leadership. Okay, you are kind of like I would say quite accurate in a way, and there are many factors. Of course, with so many factors here, we won't be able to touch on all of them. But I want to show you some of the very key important factors, or at least some of the factors we'll be covering in the course itself. Okay, so let me pause my screen share here. Thank you very much, those 109 people who submitted. Oh, 110 now. Who submitted to my word cloud. Okay, so leadership, culture still there. Okay, let me pause my screen share. You can keep your answers coming in because the voting or the submission is still open. Okay, well, I'll stop my screen share here. And recognition from, in the chat message, I saw recognition from Oi Hua Tam. Okay, so thank you very much. Yes, that's right. That's recognition, aka rewards. Okay, so let's do out my screen share back here. Okay, very good. So this was the 3rd Mentimeter activity that you did. I hope it was fun for you because I thought that, in the webinar itself, it's always me talking and I don't hear any of your voices. So the one way to capture your voices is through the chat messages and also through these activities that we have. So that will also keep your fingers moving, then you won't fall asleep. Okay, so for the factors that impact productivity, okay, I picked out a few of these, which I find was the key factors. Personnel factor, which was related to the keyword that you all mentioned in my Mentimeter just now, motivation. Okay, motivation itself. So generally, we hope to employ the correct people for the job, right? If you hire a people that doesn't suit the job, a person that doesn't suit the job role that you have sort of listed out, then the person will be quite demotivated to perform. So this will in fact definitely impact the results, or whatever work that you want him to produce. Then we have work environment, we have technology. Work environment, is your work environment conducive in terms of resources even, to help you produce the work that you are supposed to. And then technology itself, some companies, they actually invest in the technology, but they don't fully utilize it, which I think is such a shame because of all the money that you actually spend on all this. You should encourage the staff to make use of it to be more productive. Okay, and also the mental and physical well-being of employees itself, right, on themselves. So I've worked with organizations, of course, who focuses quite a bit on this. We have they have, of course, programs to help staff, de-stress or basically achieve mental wellness. I think that's very critical and very important, because at the end of the day, it's not just about work, it's also about work-life balance, in the sense that then that whole ecosystem, or this whole basically suite of factors that leads to the impact of productivity. Okay, so with that being said, okay, so the first part of this, let me do a time check right now. Will you be able to see all the attendees' faces from .low? Unfortunately, no. Only you can see me. Yeah, only you can see me. I'm not able to see any of your faces, but I feel your presence when you participate in all my activities. I thank you so much. Okay, so let's do a time check right now. Okay, so the first part of here is a little bit of a theory, because it's part of the basically what this course is all about. To actually get you into the theory part of it. Then what's coming up next will be really more hands-on than what you even see up here. Okay, so I'm going to get you to go for a break right now, probably about, let's say the time now, it's about, let's put it maybe a 10 minutes break, in which during the break itself, you would actually see basically the course QR code there. If you are interested, you can scan to take a look. But please come back during the break, please, because because I would think after the break, that's where we get to introduce to you some of the other concepts, like Industrial Revolution 4.0, how it affects virtual collaboration, why its impact on virtual collaboration. And also I will be giving you two quick demos on OneNote and OneNote Online and Microsoft Suite. Okay, so do stay till the end because of this. And I think if you do it together with me, you might be able to produce something which is already good enough to show your friends or even your colleagues that, hey, you can create this, even if I have zero design skills. Okay, so let's go for a quick break itself. 2:43 right now, so let's come back maybe at 2:53, just 10 minutes break, and I shall see you back here. Okay, so grab a coffee, grab water, go for your bio break. I'll see you guys back here at 2:53. Enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And I hope you had a good break. It was a short one, but enough for us to rejuvenate ourselves, grab another cup of coffee or drink. Thank you very much. Hi. Okay, somebody asked me whether I can see all of you. The question is no. Okay, so only you can see me. So just feel free to say hi. I'm just saying hi to you all virtually. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I'm glad the majority of you are still here, even after the break. Yes, and hope to engage you for the next half of the session. So now this is where things get really much more exciting, because you're going to do quite a bit of hands-on. Okay, so for any questions or same thing, please put it in the Q&A portion. If not, you can use the chat function, and then afterwards we'll try to help you answer some of the questions there. Okay, so over here, I hope you had a chance to check out our basically course on our webpage. The course title is called Enhanced Productivity Using Virtual Collaboration Tools. So before we get to the virtual collaboration tools portion, this is where we want to touch on a little bit more about virtual collaboration. How did all this talk about virtual collaboration come about? Actually, COVID itself was a very strong push factor, COVID-19, but I think a greater push factor, I would say even before COVID-19, before that, we already started talking about virtual collaboration. So let's get you to work a little bit. I'll do my screen share right now. Sorry, I'll just stop the screen share, and here we go. Okay, so this is on topic 3. Remember, we had 4 topics to cover. Okay, so I would like to share with you a little bit more about how collaboration virtually enhances productivity. Okay, so this is where I get you to exercise your fingers a little bit. I'm going to use the Zoom poll function. In fact, my colleagues at the back end can help me launch the Zoom poll itself. Okay, so if it works, let me just take a look over here. Okay, so just double check whether it launches or not. Okay, I'm going to launch the Zoom poll right now. So all of you, what you need to do is the poll question will come up on your Zoom screen, and you'll just answer what you think is the correct answer. Then we'll share the results with you. So this is a very mini quiz on Industrial Revolution 4.0. Well, don't worry, we will not basically penalize you for the quiz. I just wanted to get you thinking about how actually the idea of virtual collaboration dates back all the way to, in a way, the time where this Industrial Revolution 4.0 started. Okay, so just to check, can I launch the poll, or can you launch it for me? Okay, so here we go. First question. Everybody can see the poll question on your screen or not? First question. Okay, you just choose your answer and wait for all to answer. So we'll just wait a while for everybody to come in before I end the poll. Altogether, I have 6 questions for you. This is the first question. Okay, so let's test your, if you really don't know the answer, close your eyes and just tap one and just choose one. Okay, so you on my screen right here, I can see, how many do I have? Okay, I have 250. Okay, I would say 246 attendees are minus who's the panelist itself. So I'm expecting quite a bit, and I think all of you are very actively participating. That's fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so everybody, oh, still coming in. Looks like you all are quite kind of like conflicted. I will use the word conflicted between answer 2 and answer 4. Am I right? Seems that they have 2 quite equal answers. So what exactly is the 4th Industrial Revolution? Okay, so I think most of the answers have come in. I think so. So for those who haven't, just quickly answer the poll question. Yes, very good. Okay, so good. I'm going to basically end this poll right here. Okay, wait, let's see. Still got a few more coming in. Wow, very good. Okay, correct answer, everybody. It actually should be answer number 4. Okay, which is, oh, sorry, answer number 2, wrong one, the sequencing. So answer number 4, which many of you have chosen, is actually not the 4th Industrial Revolution. The correct answer is actually answer number 2, which is the integration of cyber and physical systems. But I guarantee you, for those who answer option number 4, which says computers and electronics creating automation, you are not the only people who may have answered wrongly. Okay, because it's quite confusing. I would have thought that our Industrial Revolution 4.0 is about computers, automation, and all that, but that was actually Industrial Revolution 3. Okay, so now when you're talking about the 4th Industrial Revolution, we are actually talking about integration of all your cyber physical systems like your IoT, and your cloud, all integrated into your computers and your everyday work and life. Okay, cool to go. So more coming. So second one. Very good, second one. So we'll get you to pull second question coming up on your screen on the Zoom poll. Answer as much as you can. Okay, so where did the term Industry 4.0 originate from? Wow, this one is like Olympics. Now that I'm in the Olympics fever, I didn't know that I have actually put in the question to quite look like the Olympics. Gold medal, which is the country with the most number of gold medals. Okay, so no, but this is where did the term Industry 4.0 originate from? If you don't know, just choose your favorite country and put it and just basically submit the question. We shall see. Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, I'm happy to have all of you participating. Yeah, why you don't see this? Why I don't see this IR? It's a Zoom poll. As a Zoom poll, you click on your polls and it will come out in the Zoom poll column. Okay, and you just answer from there. Okay, with some more, we have some more. Able to find? Yeah. So click on polls at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Okay. Olympics gold medal tally board. Who is the country with the greatest number of medals and all that? Okay. More, very good. Actually, wow, you all very conflicted between USA and Germany. Okay, let's see. How many do we have so far? Okay, let's see. Okay, Dot, you need to click on Zoom polls. I'm not sure whether you are using your phone or your laptop or your tablet, but there is actually this feature called polls, P-O-L-L-S. Click on it and you'll see my question being flashed there. So far, I have more than 199 people answered. Very good. So the answer here, let's end this poll here right now. Okay, so 79 of you participated. I think that's a good enough score, which means that 79 of you here are actually with me. But unfortunately, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. The answer is not USA nor China, it's actually Germany. Okay, actually the term was actually crowned back in 2016 at a World Economic Forum by a German scientist and engineer. Okay, so that's where it came from. Okay, 2016, but before that, 2015, they already published some form of a publication talking about IR 4.0. Okay, and we are in IR 4.0 right now. Okay, we go for the third question. We hope we'll be able to see this. Third question, yeah, second question is Germany. Yeah? So third question, which one of the options is not a technology of IR 4.0? Confirm is German, start in 2011. Very good, thank you very much. Let me see your name. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I don't see your full name here, so bear with me if I... Liao Chunhua, yes, correct, it's German, yeah. Polling is disabled, why? I don't know. Ramesh, polling is disabled. You want to try again? So far, I think we have about 100 over people here who participated, so it should be okay. Not a technology of IR 4.0. Ching, ching, ching. Looks like this one, I've given you a big clue when you answered the first question. Okay, very good, 62. We are aiming for maybe about 79 to 80% participation, like what we did for the previous questions. Thank you. Ramesh, you can just type your answers in the chat, don't worry, okay? Join us. Just type your answers in the chat, no harm done. Yay, 74, some more, more to come. I'm so happy to see the numbers jumping. Wow. 192, 77 of you. Quick, carry on. So, but we have a clear answer here. I'm glad many of you answered correctly. The answer is indeed automation. I've told you automation actually belongs to the third industrial revolution. Right now, the IR 4.0 is really about this talk like IoT, your data, your analytics, your AI, your cloud technology, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much for those participated. We go on to the fourth question now. The fourth one. So, okay, Ramesh, thank you. Join us. What is the role of internet technologies? Yeah, what is the role? Okay, so make a guess. Even if you don't know, just close your eyes and just choose one. What do you think? Internet technologies, I believe, is actually, in this case, we are talking about your IoT. So what do you think is the main role in the IoT in the context of Industry 4.0? Why, in a way, are we so into, in fact, if you just do a quick search on a lot of these websites or like even NTUC LearningHub website, we have a course on IoT itself. Okay, very good, very good. Join us. Thank you very much for those. Okay, let's see if you really cannot find the Zoom poll. Just put your answer in the chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Never mind, doesn't matter. No, we just want to get you to participate. Okay. Fantastic, great job so far. We have 71% of you participation. Good job here. Okay, good. So most of you answered, I think, correctly. More are still coming, about 76% of you are participated already. The answer is indeed number 1, which is the majority of all of you answering. They form the basis of networking for everyday communication. Okay, so the reason why when you're using Teams, you're tapping on IoT, the cloud, the virtual technologies itself. Okay, we go on to the next question here. Speed it up a little bit for the last 2, and we shall see. So next question, thank you very much. And here we go. Which industries are suitable for implementing Industry 4.0? I thought this is the giveaway question, but never mind. Just wait, come on. Oh, you mean it's auto appear in our Zoom background? It should auto appear. It should. Yeah, but you know, technology, sometimes you have to click here and there to get it. I think the interface could be a little bit different when you're using mobile phone, or when you're using tablet. So, which industries are suitable? Definitely, I think it's almost like a no-brainer here. Wow, most of you are in the correct answers already. In fact, 97 of you polled correctly here. Fantastic. The right answer is what exactly you are seeing on the screen, majority of you, where every industry where the processes can become smarter. Sorry, the word is cut off a little bit there, but the word is called smarter, can become smarter. Okay, so whether it's service, agriculture, pharmaceutical, F&B, education, what have you. Okay, so next question, I think is the last one there, or is this the last one? Last one here. What could be the effects of Industry Revolution 4.0? Okay, I purposely put this as the last question because it's very much linked to my next slide that's coming up. Thank you very much, Ramesh. Yes, new jobs created and the end of certain jobs. Ramesh, that's your answer. New jobs created, more tools to work, end of certain jobs, new jobs created, and the end of certain jobs. Fantastic. So 64 of you participated. Well done, thank you. For those who just joined us, I see some of you maybe just joined us. Please, we are doing a Zoom poll right now. Have some fun doing it. Yeah, very good, very good. Well done, thank you. I think that's good enough. 75 have participated, and looks like you have got the answers too. Majority of you says new jobs created and the end of certain jobs. That's indeed true. Think of some jobs that probably never existed maybe 10 years ago, or maybe existed but in different forms. And so this is where in the impact of Industrial Revolution can be felt. You might be thinking, what is this got to do with virtual collaboration? Thank you very much. I will stop the Zoom poll right now for participate. So I just close this. Okay, so you may just close your Zoom poll screen and I'll come back to my slide here. Thank you so much for helping me with that. And thank you so much for your participation as well. So this is the phase where, just like what my questions have actually phrased out, it's really a phase that's really relying very heavily on interconnectivity, automation, a lot of real-time data, a lot of basically talking about virtual collaboration here. So the greatest impact that I think we'll see here, if you see my slides here, it's really all about increased collaboration, because As jobs, remember, it's the end of certain jobs and new jobs are created. Jobs are reformed. There are new jobs which probably did not exist before, like, for example, cloud analysts. You know, when we were not, maybe 10 or 20 years ago, we're not so into cloud, right? Yeah. So, and now we are using clouds almost every day in our lives, your Google Drive, your OneDrive. So over here, definitely, when we have increased use of these technology, it means that the way we work will be different. And all this comes out to the very big idea that there is increased collaboration between you and your team members at work. So I'm just going to speed this out a little bit so I can leave more time for the hands-on later. Okay, so all this is just basically showing you what basically is coming up right now. Very popular at the workplace is what we call the virtual collaboration tools. Okay, so why are they so popular? Because our workforce is very much changing. Maybe you can look at what I have on the screen. You tell me whether you agree with some of the points here. Do you all agree that we are looking at a very increasingly global and digital workforce here? In fact, all of you are attending webinars. If it's about 2 years ago, we'll probably be doing this face-to-face, but right now we are actually doing this on virtual space, on Zoom, on Microsoft Teams or whatsoever. Right? So, and we also have rise of the gig economy. Many of you know physical offices. In fact, I have friends who have been working remotely for 1 year already. You know, they don't have a physical office to go back to. But I think nowadays also the trend is moving towards those who have physical offices. The trend is moving towards hybrid working. Maybe 2 days in office, 3 days at home, and so on and so forth. And like I said just now, you are expected to, you expect your service provider to respond 24/7, right? So that's why virtual tools help in that and managing that. And now to get, I would say, to use certain software, it's not as difficult as before in a way, because there are many tutorials online which can help you, and you probably use it at work also. Okay, so increasingly affordable devices and software. In fact, what we're going to do later, we can actually create Sway and OneNote absolutely free. You don't even need to basically pay for a subscription to do it. So I'm going to show you 2 case studies here. Okay, so these are just some things I put in for you. What collaborative technologies do? But I thought the case study might interest you more. Our research has shown that I took from the US side. American Express actually found that the employees, when they work from home using virtual collaboration technologies, are actually 43% more productive than in the office itself. So even software company like JD Edwards, the teleworkers were up to 25% more productive than their in-house colleagues, right? So gone were the days where you need to be physically at a place to be able to work and be productive. And productivity is very much existed now, helped by collaboration tools, which is what I'm going to show you next. Okay, so thank you very much just now for participating in the quiz, but that's not over. Join me some more. Okay, so coming together, I leave you this quote. I end up this topic in this quote. Then we move on to the next topic. Basically, Henry Ford says that coming together is the beginning, stay together is progress, and working together is success. So to successfully work in a team these days, whether it's in a remote environment or hybrid environment, definitely you need to have tools to help you. So what are the tools that we are going to actually be introducing in this particular course itself? They are all, I'm pretty sure when I show you the next slide, you all would recognize some of the apps there, okay? So appropriate virtual collaboration tools to improve productivity. So let's see. So not too unfamiliar, right? So can you recognize any of the tools on this particular slide that I have here, or this particular screen here? Yeah, so maybe on where my cursor is pointing right now, this little purple one here, Teams. Yeah, Teams is the one on the bottom, the blue little icon there. OneNote, very good. See, I get some of you are maybe already scared of looking at some of these apps, right? Because you use it almost every day at work. Yeah. OneNote, thank you. And yeah, the F here, this one, Forms, Microsoft Forms. And this is Sway and SharePoint. Oh, this is SharePoint, that's Sway. And then you have your OneDrive, okay? So I don't think many of you are actually unfamiliar with all these tools. But the thing about this, but a lot of this virtual collaboration software is this, you need to also be actively using it, right? Teams, OneDrive, thank you very much for typing in the chat, Mary, Jessie, Ramesh, and all that. So, well, you can see that when I've conducted sessions before, I've spoken to maybe organizations when they wanted me to conduct sessions and all that, they would tell me that, oh, we have Microsoft 365 for all our employees, but the only thing that they use is Outlook, which is the email. The rest, I ask them to use, they don't know how to use. So that's not surprising to hear, because some, I think in a way, a lot of people that I met, actually, they're only familiar with one feature of their whole suite of the software, right? So Apple apps not covered here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Amanda, I'm so sorry. Yeah, not covered here. But don't let me stop you. Please continue to find out more about Apple apps itself. But here it is. This is where the hands-on starts, okay? If you don't have an Office account, please go and sign up for an Office account so you can participate in the hands-on with me. Okay, it's just very simple. You come to this page, office.com, and just click on sign in if you already have an account. If not, just get a free account first. Or even, you can always choose not to subscribe to it later. Yeah. So and many of the features you don't need to have a subscription in order to use. Okay. Yes. Please explain the users again. Oh, no worries. Later we will bring you into more details. Okay. So the reason why I want to put in a video here is because I want to show you an overview of what SharePoint is like. And because the fact is this SharePoint is most effectively used in a collaboration environment. Okay, so this video will give you an overview of how you can collaborate using SharePoint. And coming up later will be your basically Microsoft Teams, and also we will give you a demonstration on the OneNote and the suite. Right, so let me pause my screen share here to come to my SharePoint video. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think those who mentioned OneNote, I'm pretty sure you actually have used OneNote before. So it's a pity I can't get you to demo for me. If not, I can ask you to demo. Maybe you are a stronger user than me, but I'll show you some quick features of OneNote later, especially those who have you've been using OneNote. Okay, so let me just share the video right now for you. A very quick video, 1 minute plus video on SharePoint Online.
Teamwork isn't about where you are. It's about being connected. And with SharePoint Online, you'll see how to create, store, and share content on the web, wherever you are. Build intranet sites and create pages, document libraries, and lists to share information across your company. Then add web parts, like text, images, and documents to format and customize your content. Showcase important visuals, news, and updates in a modern layout with communication sites, or connect all the right people for a project with team sites. Discover, follow, and search for sites, files, and people, and manage your day-to-day routine with workflows, forms, and lists and libraries. Sync and store your files in the cloud so anyone can securely work with you. And with the mobile app, catch up with group news on the go. Learn more with video courses at office.com/training and see how to connect, share and manage content, and stay informed with SharePoint Online.
Okay, so that was just a very quick overview of SharePoint. So you can see that basically in the site itself, you can very effectively collaborate with people. Let me just show you quickly kind of a few features in SharePoint itself. I apologize we're not able to demo SharePoint to you right now because I thought I would like to spend more time for you to hands-on with me in the other features also. Okay, so basically you can see it's a cloud-based storage. What's the difference between this and OneDrive? Some of you may ask. In fact, do any of you has no? I just asked myself a question. I'm going to answer it for you. So common questions. What's this difference between SharePoint and OneDrive? I would say SharePoint is more at an organizational level. But OneDrive is pretty much very similar to your Google Drive at a more personal or individual level. Okay, so the beauty of SharePoint here is that your files, you can actually encrypt it, and there's more security features there. So very suitable for organizations. In fact, in healthcare settings, for me, we actually use SharePoint in our daily work. And over the intranet, of course, and we can control the access, right? So this is just some features for you I would like to share with you. I only put this in because I want to give you a bit more information, but I don't intend to read every one of it. Okay, so you can explore this on your own later on. If you go and Google for SharePoint, I'm sure they will give you more information. So over here, you can see that this is actually the SharePoint sites, what we call website, sites, S-I-T-E-S, where you can actually create new sites and share various documents there. So it's really like a library of documents that you can create. So very suitable for people in marketing, where you often have to create materials and share them, and you can collaborate with people in the same organization or even different departments, or actually even people outside your organization too. Okay, so that's SharePoint. So I'll quickly move to OneDrive. Okay, so OneDrive is that I've mentioned to you, personal cloud storage space. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. So once you can sign up for a OneDrive account, and of course sync it through. You have a Microsoft account which links to your OneDrive. You can sync it across all your devices and access from there. Okay, so over here, I do have a couple of participants who raised their hands. Don't worry, if you have questions, just pump them into the chat or the Q&A segment and a Q&A, okay? Don't worry, I will try to answer them later. So I would say SharePoint is the organization cloud, while OneDrive is the personal cloud. Hey, so over here, we have Teams itself. I actually do have another quick video on Teams to show you, just a very quick overview on Teams and how wonderful it is, because Teams literally replaces your whole, I would say even your whole computer and work itself, because this is true. This is actually a true story from my friends who have been using Teams every day in their work. They use Teams to call, they use Teams for video call, they use Teams to share documents and all that. Okay, so over here itself, this is the very short video on Welcome to Microsoft Teams. I will share them with you, and then after that, we will come to OneNote. Okay, so let me pull out my video here for you. So actually, I purposely chose short videos because of the time constraint in this particular lesson itself. And also, we just want to give you an overview. Definitely, some of you here, I'm pretty sure, have been using it already every day in your work. So, this is where we want you to just, have a recap. And perhaps you can even share with us your experience of using Teams in your own organization as well, okay, in the chat so that I can read out here. Okay, so let me pull out here. Okay, good. And here we go. Oops, sorry. Need to toggle a little bit to get here. Okay, here we go. And sometimes you should be able to see it this time around. Oops, pop up. Yeah, I think I have to close this thing. Just pardon me for just sorry for the delay there. And sometimes there's I don't know, some of you who have done virtual classes before or webinars. Will you be sharing how to set up channel in Teams? I hope the video will help you, but I don't think I will be able to have time to share with you how to set up the channel in Teams. No problem. Yeah. Get that. Thank you.
Well, of course, everybody, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are enjoying Cindy's sharing. Meanwhile, can I please direct all of your questions to the Q&A function, because I see that a lot of you are interacting with Cindy via the chat function, but because there's so many messages coming in all at the same time, we may miss out some of your questions. So in case we have not yet answered them, so please use the Q&A function, then we won't miss them out, all right? So thank you so much. And of course, everybody, we've also got various courses available via NTUC LearningHub. So later on, we will be sharing with you the link so that you will be able to check them out. Cindy, it's your side. Ready?
Yeah, it's ready. Thank you. It came out. Thank you very much. And here we go.
Microsoft Teams, a collaboration app that helps your team stay organized and have conversations all in one place. Let's start with, what else? Teams. Here, you can see a list of all the teams you're part of. Teams are made up of channels. You can build them by topic, department, or just for fun. Channels are where the real work gets done, where you hold meetings, have team conversations, and share files. At the top of each channel, you'll find tabs. They're like links to your favorite files, apps, and services. Want to have a quick, on-the-spot meeting with people in your channel? Select Meet Now. In a meeting, you can show content from your computer or record your meeting. When you share a file in a channel conversation, you and your team can edit it at the same time and share thoughts alongside it. To find all the files that have been shared in a channel, go to the Files tab at the top of the channel. To see all the files ever shared across the team, click Files on the left. Want to talk privately with a person or group? Click New Chat at the top and type their names. Give the chat a name to make it easier to find later. To make a call directly from a chat, click Video Call or Audio Call. In some cases, if your organization has set it up, you can call anyone from Teams using calls, even if they're not using Teams. In meetings, you can see everything you've got lined up for the day or week. Or schedule a meeting. This calendar syncs with your Outlook calendar. Go to Activity for a view that lets you catch up on all your unread messages, @mentions, replies, and more. And use the command box to search for specific items or people, take quick actions, and launch apps. Convenient, right? And don't forget to download the mobile app so you're in sync when you're on the go. Thanks for watching. Now bring in your team and let the collaboration begin.
Okay, I hope the video was useful for you. Very quick overview on Teams itself. And I think here, this seems similar to Zoom. I got a remark in the chat. Yes, actually, I would say it's even better than Zoom because you really can do the full collaboration work in Teams itself. You can share files. You not only can do video conferencing like this, that's calls, like you see, you can even make phone calls for those people who are not on Teams also. So one of my friends told me, she's very into Teams and all that because her organization uses it. It literally replaces all their WhatsApp, all their phone calls. So she never chats on the phone. No? When she says, I got a call, it means she's on Teams. Okay. Yeah, why I didn't use team meetings today? Okay. Actually in a webinar setting, it is much better to use Zoom because it allows a lot more people to join easily. Yes, but when we see Teams in this particular situation, it's really a lot more like collaboration at an organizational level. Yeah. So yes, actually you can use it for a webinar, but you see every particular video conferencing tool and software has their pros and cons. So for webinar functions, I would say Zoom, it's really much better in that sense. But when it comes to collaboration work, Teams is really good. Okay, so you've seen in the video itself how each particular project team or teams is divided into channels. That's where the work really gets done. Okay, so for those who are already using Teams, I saw some of your comments in the chat. You said your CEO uses it for announcements. I'm not surprised because anybody who doesn't even have Teams, or rather who doesn't even have a Teams account, you can also invite them to collaborate with you on the Teams software. Okay, so and meetings that you have, you can save it, and your people and your basically employees who have missed the meeting itself can go and so-called record, watch the recording. Okay, and it's most importantly, it's integrated with apps such as these that you see on my screen here. Okay, so now I'm going to lead you to the next one, which is called Onenote and Sway. You notice the others are Word, PowerPoint, Forms, and OneDrive, which I won't be doing the demo here. So I would like to invite you to join me in a very quick OneNote presentation. So if you can't follow what I'm doing right now, because I may go a little bit fast, don't worry. You can always watch the recording later on. Okay, so this is OneNote, right? So basically, when we talk about OneNote itself, why is it so good? And imagine you have a meeting on Teams. Okay, you could actually use your OneNote app or OneNote to take notes, take meeting notes, then share it immediately with people in your meeting or in your own team itself. Okay, so let's try it out. I'll invite you to join me here. Do it together with me. Come to a new window. Okay, I'll start my screen share right here. And you don't actually need to pay for an account, excuse me, to use OneNote. So you can go to OneNote itself. For me, you just Google, for you just need to Google OneNote and actually go into onenote.com and you can easily use OneNote from there. So for me, I do have a 365 account. So what you are seeing on my screen here is actually from my 365 account. Okay, so over here, let's see. So just now you notice I already did a test notebook, but let me quickly bring you through. In fact, I think at the end of this session, you will be quite comfortable with using notes. For those who have sat through meetings before, long meetings before, one of the greatest agony of doing meetings is actually to take minutes, which I don't think, I mean, for me, I speak for myself, I don't personally enjoy taking meetings that much, but sometimes due to what we have. So I'm going to share with you maybe how easy it is to use OneNote to take notes, not just for meetings and for maybe your work stuff as well. So we start with the biggest unit of organization here, which is a new notebook. So let's click on create new notebook. Okay, and we just give our new notebook a name. I'll just put here as webinar, webinar notes. You can join me to do this. Okay, if not, you can just listen to practice later. Okay, so new notebooks, webinar notes. Okay, so let's create, already webinar notes 2, sorry. I created one just now. How about I put here skills future webinar? Yeah, because I created one earlier. You notice it will be auto save in your drive. Okay, so this is the biggest unit of organization in OneNote. You create a new notebook. So what's in your notebook? Right now is empty, but we can break it down to the second unit of organization, which is a section. So you'll notice, what if you are, for me, I'm not exactly an expert in using notes, but I've used it quite a few times. So you can see, how to create section. Don't need to worry. You just need to click here and put section, new, and basically search for section. And basically the action will pop up for you. So just click on it. So now I'm going to choose a section name, maybe first half. I just put, okay. So that is the second unit of organization. So now you notice on my cursor here, you have an untitled page. So this is where you can add pages to your notebook itself. Okay, so let's add a new, so this is an untitled page. I can now name it maybe notes for first half. Okay. Okay, so if I want to add another page, no problem, I just add. Okay, right click and basically new page. And then again, create a new title, notes for second half. So imagine you are going for a class, right? And sometimes your class is split over, let's say you attend class. Your class is split over many sessions. You don't want to have so many different notes all over the place. You just combine them into this class. And today, day 1, this is the notes. Day 2, this is the notes. See, very, very beautifully done up for you. So let me show you what else you can insert in OneNote, okay? So besides, of course, typing, testing, typing, you can type anywhere you want on the notes itself. It seems easier to use than Notepad. Oh, trust me, it's beautiful. Okay, so you can actually add notes. Not only that, you can insert picture, very beautiful pictures online. Okay, maybe I like to put there webinar. Okay, I just insert a picture. All these pictures are creative. If you search those Creative Commons pictures, you are free to use them. That Creative Commons. Okay, so webinar, I just insert anywhere. I can, let's say, for example, you are recording the minutes of a meeting. You can even click on audio. So it will record basically the audio into the notes itself. There you have it. So once you decide that it's enough, okay, I had enough recording, I just need to stop, and it attaches itself to my notes. Fantastic, isn't it? You will never be worried about missing anything that your boss or your CEO says in a meeting. And also a hyperlink. You can also insert hyperlink if you like, symbol, a link. So there are quite a lot of things you can do. And let's say, for example, I want to highlight people to maybe tell people to listen to this recording. I just need to type listen to this recording anywhere on the notes page, and you can organize them anywhere you want. Okay, so it's really like a notebook, but in a digital form. And in fact, I can even highlight this to make sure people pay attention to this. So let's do a highlighting. Listen to this. Oh, sorry. Listen to this recording. Yeah. Okay. So how does this help in collaboration? I don't know whether you had similar experiences. Every time I take meeting minutes, I still have to forward it to my bosses or superiors for vetting before they send out. So the traditional way is that I have to download, I have to put in Word, then I email to them, then they edit, come back, then I edit, then after that I send out. But now with Notes, you can use the share function here. So let me just turn off this one over here. Okay, so look at the share on the top right-hand corner. You can click on it, and there you have it. You can share with anyone. You can share it to an email, whether or not they are in your organization is also okay. So if you choose this, anyone with the link can edit, means that the person receiving the link can just collaborate on your notes. Okay, but if you don't want to allow editing, you can just basically uncheck this, don't allow the editing. Okay, so just I will just cancel this one because I'm not going to share with anybody anyway. So you can copy the link and then you just send it to your colleagues or whoever you want them to vet. Okay, so over here, that's for OneNote itself, right? So after you're done, let's just go back to OneNote to take a look. So over here, this is where all your apps are. I can just click on OneNote and it brings me back to my main page. There you have it. So this is where I just worked on just now, one Skills Future webinar. And that was what I worked on earlier today. So all my notes will appear here, all synced to your OneDrive. There you have it on the top right-hand corner, OneDrive. Okay, cool, easy to use. You never use, you never know. So I myself did not pick up OneNote until much later in my corporate. I said, wow, they should have given me this much earlier because it's so effective. Sometimes I miss out something, I just audio record. I can insert anything I want. I can link to notes from what my friends have taken. And it's really wonderful for collaboration. Okay. Yes, very similar to Google Doc or Google Sheet, but even very similar, but because for OneNote itself, it has actually, to me, the beauty of it is the audio recording function, and that it allows me to keep all in one place. Okay, yeah, so that's for OneNote. I will stop my screen share right now. Okay, yeah, here. That was my presentation for OneNote. It's a very quick demo. If you missed what I've done, don't worry, you can watch the recording back. Or you can always Google YouTube, Microsoft to find out more about how to use OneNote. But if you come for the class itself, you will actually be using this to create something, as part of the class learning activities with your friends in the class. Okay, so over here, let me just pull out my screen share again. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the quick demonstration on OneNote. So, and I think if you try to use it on your own later on after this session, you will discover the beauty of it. Okay, so you can see here, you can insert pictures of files, make audio recording. How wonderful, right? For meetings, perfect. And invite your colleagues to add notes to it. Okay, insert screenshot web clippings. So that was my quick demo. And now, the last part here, and I hope you're still with me. Okay, so, and some of you, okay, thank you very much. Sorry, I will get to your questions a bit later. Okay, so if you put it in the Q&A, I will come to it later. So over here is Sway. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where I really want you to, basically join me also. We will try to create a very simple Sway presentation. Okay, I know this word Sway is not very auspicious for Chinese, but this Sway is not like the Sway that we know. This Sway is not like the Sway that we know, but yes, Sway. So what does Sway do? Okay, so for those who actually have done PowerPoint presentations, Sway can actually be used to create more than just PowerPoint slides, more than just slides, brochures, newsletters, reports, and even EDMs. Okay, EDMs that you send out you can send, you don't really see those email blasts in your email box, right? Yes, it can all be done there. Okay, so any questions, put it in the Q&A so that I can help you answer them. All right, because I want to do the demonstration for you and leave maybe about 10 minutes for the Q&A. So I will invite you to join me on the Sway platform. Quick demo here. So if you blink, you miss it. If you blink, you miss it. So don't blink. Don't blink. No. So don't blink. Go to Sway, Google for Sway, or maybe just type in Sway in your web browser, SWAE. You will be you might be shocked at the time. Do I have to have a 365 subscription in order to use Sway? Sway online, actually, no, it's absolutely free. That's the beauty of it. Without a 365 paid subscription, you still can use Sway. to create many beautiful templates and documents and presentations. Okay, so let me pause my screen share here. Questions are coming in. Well done, well done. Thank you. Sway is similar to Canva. I've used both before. I think Sway is so much easier. I think you will, when you see my demo, you will know why. Okay, so now I'm still on my OneNote page. So I'm just going to, you see, I'm just going to come here to go to Sway. Also possible. Or if not, I will just show you what most of you will be seeing is this page. Because you don't have a if you don't have a 365 account like me, you will see what this looks like. So for those who know Canva, Canva is also a platform which people use to create a lot of these presentations. It's also free to use, but I've used both. I find Sway really very easy and very intuitive. Okay, the graphics are so much more beautiful. Okay, so over here, let's start. Okay, so works well with laptops, and you can view it on your laptop. You can view it on your mobile later. So here, there are templates that you can start from. If you have zero design skills, also don't need to worry. Zero design skills, you can still create something. Like, let's see, for example, vacation story. Okay, yeah. So you can see this vacation story here is a ready-made template that Sway already has. So if you have, like, for example, if you are those bloggers who want to blog about your vacation or someplace that you've been to, you can just straight away use this template. Just change the pictures, just change the titles. By clicking on start editing this way, you are already basically kind of like working on the template itself. And this is so easy to use, but even then, I am not going to use this template. I'm going to show you how to create one just from scratch very easily. I make life difficult for all of us. Can use template, don't want, but want to create one. No problem, let's do it. Let's to show you how easy it is to be used. Okay, don't blink or you will miss it, okay? Over here, let's look at this page right now. I hope you're on the same page as me. So in fact, Sway is very intuitive. They immediately tell you what to do. Title your Sway. So give your Sway presentation, your presentation or whatsoever, a title. So I'm going to give it a title, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm so into the Olympics these days. This couple of weeks at least, I've been watching them every night. So, you know, I'm not a very sports person myself, but I just love seeing them competing. So I'm just going to put the history of Olympics. Ching, ching, ching. So that starts my title. I can choose to emphasize my title, which make it bold. I can put it in italics. No problem. So I'm also going to bring your attention here to this background. Okay, so click on the background itself. I can add a background image. So let's look on the right-hand side of my screen. You will notice my background image is when I click on background or drop an image or add an image here, it automatically links me to the sources, okay, where you can search for it. So let's search for, I'm just going to, you know, copy this whole thing and search for pictures related to the history of Olympics. So let's do this together, shall we? So we want to respect people's copyright. So make sure that you tick this particular column called Creative Commons only. So I'm going to choose a nice picture to put as my history of Olympics heading. I don't know, it all look very nice to me. So anyhow, I just choose this one, black and white, but it doesn't look so nice in black and white, right? So many you could choose from. I think I'm going to choose maybe this maybe this one. Okay, so let's do this. I click on it and I can either add or I drag it over to here. And that's my first title, what we call a card that's done. Easy enough. Okay, so let's close this thing and I'll bring you to here. Okay, you see on the top right-hand corner of here, there's the focus points. Let's click on focus points to see what it does. So right now you can choose. Okay, so you can see Sway really is very intuitive because imagine if you're viewing this from a laptop or tablet or mobile phone, this is what you will see. What if I don't want them to see this? What if I just want to focus them on this portion, on the Olympic circle? So this is what we call the focus points. So you will then change the layout on what you see. But if you think the entire image is important, just click the entire image is important and leave it as it is. Okay, so that's my first card that's settled. Okay, so now can I add on some more things? Definitely can, to make a very nice presentation. Let's go on to this little plus sign here. Shall I insert heading 1? Since I'm on the history of Olympics, maybe I should say, how about the first Olympics? Okay, so that's my heading. Okay, so same thing, I can insert a picture, up to you. You know the drill by now, so it's not that difficult. Okay, so I'm just going to search for a picture to put here in the background. Okay, over here. So click on it and I'll search for the first Olympics. So let's see, this one. Okay, shall we? This one, click, and then I can just drag it here. So that's my first heading done up. So what else can I add? I want to describe a little bit more about the first Olympics. Can I do it? I can choose to add text. Okay, so you can type your own text, the first Olympics, or if you want something more interesting or substantial, let's search for it, shall we? Let's insert and let's search for the first Olympics. If you scroll down, you will notice, wow, there is already text search from Wikipedia for you. So let's click on it and drag it here. And Sway automatically inserts the text from Wikipedia as part of your text, so-called text content. Very nice, right? So let's say if you're really thinking of what content to write and all that, maybe you can insert this. And also now we have something quite nicely done up already. So same thing, you can go and accentuate, you can go and add in pictures and whatsoever. And I'm just going to continue on to add on something else. Okay, how about instead of text, maybe I can add media. Okay, I can insert video. I can also insert audio, no problem. So let's say maybe instead of basically heading or what, I'm going to insert maybe a YouTube video that I can find from the web. How about that? So let's go to insert here, click on, so from here, you just need to click add text, go to, instead of in all, you just click on suggested. Okay, click on suggested and go to YouTube. Okay, YouTube. So you notice I find a very, very beautiful videos, nice videos on first Olympics. So I'm just going to choose one, okay? Just choose very first one, maybe just one of this, and just drag it here. I've inserted a YouTube video here. So I can even caption it, the first Olympics. Okay, so I have images, I have text, I have video. Okay, so I mean, I think I can caption this one like this. So now, how does my Sway look like to people who are viewing it? So I will bring you to this particular portion here called design. So shall we take a look at it? So right now you are viewing my design horizontally. See, I have my first picture on the history of Olympics. I have the second one, the first Olympics. There they can actually read about the first Olympics and straight away watch this video here. Okay, so if you don't like this layout, you can go to styles and change it to a vertical layout or even a slide layout that you want. Okay, so this means that it will be strictly like a slide layout, but I'm going to stick to vertical. I'm going to stick to vertical. Okay, so, and the beautiful thing is it prompts me, try remixing your Sway. What can I do? Ching, ching, ching. Let's click on it and see. It gives me a different feel to my design. So if you like it, you can keep it. If not, remix again. So you can keep on remixing until you get something that you like. If not, you just need to undo it. And I'm just going to stick to my original so-called layout. Okay, you can even customize your so-called text, make your animation more intense, make your text size bigger, and it will auto be synced to your Sway in the OneDrive. So let's take a look back. This was in design. So I'm just going to move you back to storyline. So that's where you continue to actually edit. So after you do this, likely you want to send to your friends or your colleagues, hey, can you edit or can you go and give your comments or edit on it? So what do? We just need to click on share and you can give it to anyone as long as you can have the link. You want them to edit it, you just click on edit. If not, you can just get them to view it. So imagine you are doing an e-newsletter or EDM or some marketing materials, you've got to send to probably your department people to vet. So all you have to do is get them come into Sway, create something, give them the link and they can come in to edit it and it can auto be saved. If you don't want them to edit it, then just give them the viewing link, that's all. Or you could even, once you decide to publish it, you could even export it. Okay, export, you can choose to export it to Word, PDF, or Actually, this two will be good. For normally EDMs, I normally send it out in PDF. I'm not sure. Probably PDF or image will be good itself. But let's take a look. If, for example, I'm going to view this way, okay, how would it look like? You just need to click on the play button. So this is how it looks like, okay? So click on it and then you scroll down. So that's my Sway presentation done in 10 minutes. A very simple presentation, beautiful graphics, and not so difficult to use interface. So how do you agree with me that it's so much more easier than a lot of other platforms that you see? But for me, I really like this a lot because it's very intuitive and it's very easy for collaboration. That is the good thing, okay? Very easy for collaboration. I hope this was useful for you, okay? 10 minutes, creating a presentation, a simple presentation in 10 minutes on the Olympics itself, okay? So over here, that was Sway. And you can see you don't have to be a design expert. All you need is content and some playing around, exploring to be able to create nice, beautiful presentations and collaborate. That the keyword here is collaboration. You are not working on this alone or solo. You can send a link to people who, in fact, they don't need to have a Microsoft account to be able to edit your Sway. Okay, so let me pull up my screen share right here. Great. Okay, I'm just on time so that I can answer some questions. So let me basically quickly share with you what I have here. Okay, so much to share, but unfortunately we have 2 hours. Come for the course, then we can share more with you. Really, because in the course itself, you will actually be expected to create something like what I did, but a bit more in detail. You have some scenarios to actually follow through. You'll be collaborating with your classmates. Okay, so I hope that helped you. And this is a course overview itself. And we hope that you will be basically interested in learning more about these tools. Unfortunately, I can only demonstrate two to you, which I thought was very useful. And virtual collaboration has so much more to talk about. And I'm pretty sure even in class itself, you will find that, wow, you wish you had more time, right? Yeah, so here, just some of the course objectives that you expect to finish off to clear in the course itself. The last one is something that I mentioned a little bit, document productivity performance of tools. So the documentation part is where we touch on analytics. So that is very important for virtual collaboration. How do we know whether the staff is productive and not at home? So this is where documentation or evidence gathering needs to be applied. Okay, so the documentation here is where we talk about analytics, which you'll be learning a bit more in the class itself. Okay, so now, I think just now we had the QR code. So later on, I think if you need, we can give you the QR code again, or we can post the link to the course in the chat by my colleagues there. So now I'm going to look at your Q&A questions. Well, suddenly I got a few questions here. So I'm just going to go through and hope I can answer, I'll help you answer most of them. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's see. I'll start from bottom up, okay? Start from the beginning. Teams versus Zoom, what is your recommendation? So I won't say which is better than which one, but Teams is really a whole suite. It's really integrated with other apps for collaboration. If you are looking for collaboration and also presentation and all that, I would suggest Teams. But if for Zoom, it's really very suitable for webinars and just maybe video conferencing, okay? And at the same time, can OneDrive be able to sync and work with Teams? Yes, it can. Okay, and can you advise where? So those who have answered live, I will say I answer live. Can you advise where we can learn more on using SharePoint with the full functions? Oh, definitely. In the course, we share more with you. But if you want to learn immediately some of the basic functions, check out YouTube tutorials. Okay, but nothing beats really the experience, because the thing about SharePoint is you need to use it with people. If you work on your own, you won't get the full benefits of SharePoint. Okay, come to the class, collaborate with people, then you can experience the full benefits of it. What is OneDrive? How to use it? Okay, so OneDrive is actually the personal, I would say, cloud storage for personal use. Okay, so cloud storage for personal use. If Office 365 more for business use rather than personal use, my just for me, I use 365 very often personally also. So I would say it's both ways. Okay. How is 365? How is Teams compared to Google in terms of functionality of use? Sharon, thank you very much for your question. Again, different suite of software. We have different people following it. But Teams is really very good for collaboration. That's what I can say. Because you can see it integrates your whole suite of Microsoft apps in just one Teams app alone. It replaces your phone, in fact, you don't need to download any other additional software if you have Teams alone. Okay. Can the OneNote be saved as a Word file later? I believe so. You can actually do that. Thank you very much, Leah. What tools was used for the interactive session, the keywords? Oh, that was Word Cloud. Ramesh, thank you. Is there a good free tools for video editing? Yes, there is. Renche, okay. Sorry, I do not offhand remember any, but I've done so online. Simple video editing with free online tools there are. Okay, so maybe you can do a quick Google search for it. And some of them are just free to use. You can just do simple editing, cutting the video, so and so. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I think Kim Ki, my colleague, is answering your question. And also Catherine, I would say, Sharon, another one. I was told Microsoft Office Access, we have to pay for its FOC. So it's only for personal account. To use Sway and OneNote online, actually, you don't need to pay for it. You can just go to sway.com and just use and just do it from there. If you want to access to Teams and all that, I think you will need Microsoft Office Access. Okay, because the idea of using Teams is really for collaboration. So the reason why I didn't show you the quick demo on the Teams just now is because it's better for you to see it on how people collaborate on Teams rather than just show you the individual functions. And that's what the purpose of this particular webinar is, and it's about virtual collaboration. My organization, from Catherine, my organization has recently changed to Google. If I use Sway, can it be saved to G Drive in order for me to share to my colleagues in the same organization? Catherine, yes, you can export your Sway, okay, and save it as a Word and PDF, then send it through your Gmail, right? Cool. I hope it answers your question. Kit Chong, what is the difference of Sway from PowerPoint? Sway, I would say, is more interactive than PowerPoint. It can even replace your PowerPoint. Okay, so my colleague created the Sway page and gave us the access, but he has left the company. Now we are not able to access the Sway page anymore. Oh dear. I do not know whether maybe you can contact him and ask him to give you the PDF copy so that at least you all can go and still edit or work on it. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to, oops, sorry. Let me just put into the Q&A. I'm still looking at your Q&A. Well, suddenly all the questions come in now. It seems that you're really conserve all your power towards the end. Earlier on, there wasn't much questions. Now all the questions are coming. If I can't answer all, please bear with me because of limited time. The other party need to have Microsoft Teams account in order to view or edit when the link is sent. You mean Candy, I'm not sure you mean Sway or Teams account. So maybe you can clarify that. But actually, for Teams, the other party need not have to have Teams account in order to collaborate, actually. Okay, so this is something that I found out. What is the Sway output format? Do you need Sway software to see your presentation? No, you can just share the link to your friend's mobile and he can view it from there. Like I said, you can also export it to Word or Microsoft Word. Is using Google is safer or Microsoft? I think, wow, this is a very tough question to answer, but let me hope it helps you. Using any software has its risks. You just need to be careful to take care of your cybersecurity. Okay, tough question to answer. Tough question to answer. OneNote, I don't think I don't think the person needs to have OneNote. I mean, needs to have an account in order to view the OneNote that you send. You just need to send them the link to view it, okay, and to edit on it. Does SharePoint have to use server-based system? Wow, this one very technical. I'm not sure whether I can answer this accurately. So I'm sorry, I may not be able to answer your question here, Vincent. How about Zoom and Team replacing WebEx? Different brands of virtual conferencing tools. We can't say which will replace who. Okay. Have courses on Teams and Sway and other virtual tools like SharePoint? Yes, that is the course that we are actually looking at, is the enhanced virtual, the link that my colleagues will post in the chat just now, enhanced virtual basically enhanced productivity using virtual collaboration tools. This course you will have basically we'll talk about Teams and Sway and you will do activities on it. Can the Sway presentation be uploaded to Facebook? Yes. Eric, thank you very much. I think what I've just shown you is just a simple template. If you go in and explore a bit more, I'm pretty sure you will find a template that's suitable for Instagram posting, Facebook posting. Okay, so it's very interactive. Okay, so can Sway replace PowerPoint for presentation? I believe so. It can even be more interactive. Okay, so I think I've answered almost all. We all warm up. Yeah, you're very warm up, huh? I hope I answered all of your questions as much as possible. I'm so sorry that if I missed out some of your questions in the chat as well. And I hope that I've given you a very interactive and fruitful learning session today, and that you will be inspired to learn more about basically virtual collaboration tools, especially how it helps for enhancing productivity. So I'm right on time, so I will hand over the time to you, Karine.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I think a lot of you have enjoyed the session. Now, unfortunately, Cindy can't see you, but if you've got any words of thanks, then quickly flag the chat box so that she will be able to see all of your love. We definitely appreciate Cindy for all these informative sessions, and to each and every single one of you for being such a wonderful audience. So everybody, we're now at the end of the webinar, and we would love to receive your feedback. So once you exit the session, you will be shown a Zoom survey link on your browser. Simply complete this short survey and you may just be one of our 2 lucky participants to win $10 worth of fair price online vouchers. Now, if you do wish to go for more in-depth training, then please visit NTUC LearningHub website to find out more about their courses. For busy professionals who prefer learning at your own pace, NTUC LearningHub has made learning accessible anytime, anywhere through our online learning platform, LHub Go. Also, don't forget to check out the other Skills Future Month 2021 webinars on www.skillsfuturemonth.sg so that you can also get all the latest updates. And another avenue to get all the latest updates is to simply follow us on our social media channels. So we thank you for your time today. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Cindy, once again, and have a fantastic day ahead. Happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good National Day weekend. Bye-bye.